What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sir Henry's Haunted Podcast. We had a little hiatus there. This is our busy time of the year, but we're back in the saddle, ready to bring you some great content with some great guests. I, of course, am your host, Zach. To my left is Calvin, our executive producer.
That is me.
And on today's show, we've got a very special guest, Mr. Tyler Dunn.
What's up?
Some of you may know him. If you don't know him, he is a haunt enthusiast, to say the least. He also a pretty wicked, as they say in Boston, photographer. Tyler does some amazing photography work. He was recently out here with us for some promo shoot nights, and he's got some incredible pics. So welcome, Tyler.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to dive right into it.
Cool.
We're on episode 3 this second season. We have not brought out the swear jar. Instead, we have a candle to represent.
Well, we thought you didn't need it.
Well,
I might need it. You know me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, see, the swear jar works a little differently. It's not so much about swear words. It's about repeated words. As we all found out, I like to repeat myself. We're going to try to keep it clean this episode. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, he loves a good shout out and fun fact.
Those are 2 hot button words. Gotta keep them out of my mouth.
We figured that out pretty soon too, like episode 1 or 2.
I think Josh said something about it, like, how many times you say shout out? Jesus, I can't have a catchphrase.
No.
Come on.
I don't know. It's got to be a phrase. Is more than one word.
Does it?
I think so.
I mean, before we get into it, did you want to say anything to our viewers, Calvin?
Do I have something I need to say?
I don't know. Do you? Probably not.
I don't know.
Nobody cares.
Oh, okay.
I was so lost.
Right.
So as I mentioned, Tyler does a lot of photography, a lot of haunt photography. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Tyler, and what it is that you do.
So, a while ago, I started out doing photos for like theme parks, just like going to the parks, taking photos there. And then I stumbled upon a page called Haunt Scene. I'm sure we're all aware of who they are. Johnny Bronto brought me on there. I did photos for them for a while. I honestly can't remember how long it was. I had a hiatus in between, like a couple years, but I mean, it was fun. It was cool. Did videos for them, photos. And then I split off a couple years ago. I think, what was it, 2 years ago?
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, something like that. So I split off and started doing my own stuff with conventions and cosplays, but I still go to all the haunted houses because that's like my bread and butter. Yeah. People know me as like the low light and spooky photographer. So.
Yep, and it's not an easy thing just to point and click.
It's not.
You have to know what you're doing, and you have to know your equipment.
Yeah.
Too.
The rules of 3 or whatever you taught me.
the rule of thirds. Yeah. I mean, that plays into most photography, but I think a big thing with low light photography is lighting and knowing how a light is going to reflect off of a surface or a character's mask.
Yep.
And being so familiar with haunts, I know a lot, or I'm really familiar with like the silicone masks and like different sets and like where like maybe a boohoo might be. We can use that for like a set or a photo. Yep. So it kind of like my knowledge of haunts plays into like the photography and it works perfect.
I think it definitely comes through when you see your work itself too. But you do a lot of cons and conventions, like you said too. It's not just haunt stuff, right?
Yeah, that's more like practice work, just like stuff to stay afloat. Kind of like a side hustle.
Gotcha.
It's fun. The cons are fun. It's just not as like, I guess it's not as hard as the horror photography because you don't really need like super crazy lighting.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's during the day, so you just kind of set one light up like as a fill light, take a photo. But the haunt stuff, there's a lot of prep.
Low lighting is a big challenge.
It's difficult. It's a lot harder, especially to make the photo look clean. Because if you overexpose for a photo, it's going to be grainy. It's not going to turn out.
Yeah, exactly.
And you have to. A big thing with haunt photography is you have to know how to entice a person to like look at that photo. Because usually like a haunt doesn't want like a cinematic picture. They want something that's like scary. So you want the character reaching out or doing something spooky in the photo. And some people don't really know how to do that.
Yeah. You see a lot of haunts across the country who may not necessarily utilize branding or imagery
No,
in the right way.
no.
But it's exactly what you're talking about. You've got like 2 seconds to capture the guests or potential customers'
Exactly.
attention.
Yep.
And engage them and like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why it's so important.
It
As
is.
someone that gets my picture taken a lot, I
It's
do
not
end up
really
in some.
you though.
Yeah, I do end up in some weird poses though. And,
That's-
and your favorite is always trust me. This is gonna sound weird.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
That's something I always say to like cosplayers and
Yeah.
hot actors. If the pose feels uncomfortable, it looks
It's
really
exactly.
really cool.
Yeah.
Trust
I mean,
me.
I spent what, probably 2 minutes working with your feet
Yeah.
for that one shot.
Yeah.
Okay, it
Yep.
makes a difference, and it's all part
Mhm.
of the process. So yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of haunts, how many haunts have you been to, or you have a roundabout number?
I'm gonna be easier on myself. I don't want to like toot my own horn or anything, and I also don't want to compete with other people. So I'm gonna say like 35-ish
Yeah.
haunts.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
More than me.
Yeah, I've been out of state. I haven't been out of country yet. I almost went to one in Canada, but
Oh, yeah?
yeah. But it was when I was younger, so I was too scared to go. So
Well, you're actually from Canada, though.
yeah, I
aren't
am. So
you? Hey,
What?
I
Oh, I did not know that.
is that a fun fact?
no, for real.
That
You didn't know
could've been.
this?
I did not know that. Wait,
I
from
said
where?
it. Huh?
How-
Where?
London, Ontario. So
I
it's
did not
it's
know that.
From
it's just
England
outside
and
of Toronto,
Canada.
like a couple hours outside of Toronto.
Got a
Yeah, he's Canadian,
Mhm.
eh?
I
Yeah.
couldn't tell because your head is in one piece instead of 2 separate pieces.
South Park
Yeah,
reference.
I doubt you would have got
I don't know
that
if you
one.
know that.
Yeah, producer, you got that right. Yeah. Okay.
So, but yeah, Tyler is Canadian.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Wow.
Well, all right, learn
Learn
something
something
every
new
day.
every day.
Bro, I boast about that all the time.
Yeah, he talks about it all the time. You know how Canadians are.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure.
This is alienate a whole country.
Joke. We do have, us outside of Tyler, have had a handful of Canadians come, as well as
Canadians are crazy. Like,
yeah.
we love adrenaline.
A
So-
Canadian said that.
Yes.
By the way.
No, but like this is like a proven thing. Like I've talked to other people that I've met at like haunted houses, or like I'm into drag racing, so I go there all the time. Almost all the time I've met like Northerners there because
That's
they're
wild.
adrenaline junkies. I mean, obviously snowboarding, hockey, and all that.
Yeah, that's
plays
all,
into
all I
that,
know
too.
about
Probably
Canada.
because they're frozen in for
Maple
6 months
syrup
out of the
and
year.
bacon.
Yeah.
Well, hockey and
Oh.
Letterkenny.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I mean, hockey's an intense sport.
I love hockey.
My
But
dad plays hockey.
so okay, so you've been to a lot of haunts, 35 plus.
Yes.
Probably more like 75 for being realistic. Inflation.
If we count all the home haunts,
Inflation.
yeah.
But what do you have a favorite?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like straight off the bat, yes. 13th Gate.
13th Gate, Calvin. You
Yep.
went there last year. and
I
saw
did.
it.
That is like
yeah.
legitimately. There's no haunt. Like I hate like throwing haunts on a table. There's no haunt ever that will compete with 13th Gate, in my opinion.
A bold statement.
Yes.
But
Yeah, that's-
I've heard similar rhetoric from others, including Calvin.
There's amazing haunts out there, but that place has a
so
special place in my heart.
so 2 questions.
Yeah.
What makes it so good, and secondly, why is it your favorite?
It's the simplicity of the haunt. It's not like overdone. It's not like thrown. It's not thrown together. There's every single prop you see and every single sound you hear has been like intensely
Yeah.
thought out, and there's a
There's
purpose
purpose.
for it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
When you walk in, it literally looks like a movie set. Every single material is real. There's no, foam boxes or, there's no random string hanging from this. Everything's done with a purpose, and the actors appreciate that so much there that their characters are so realistic.
Because of that, does that make it your favorite?
Yes.
Okay.
It is just it's purely like it's perfect. There's nothing
Yeah.
I can like take out of it that would make it,
I mean, would you agree with this?
Yeah. So he's
Yeah.
kind of hitting the nail on the head. Like, it's nothing like insane. It's no netherworld
no.
in terms of like set, but
Mhm.
what they do, it's just
And it's not over
Perfect.
the top gory either.
No,
It's everything like I keep saying over and over. Everything's done with a purpose. So when there's like a bloody scene, it's slashed blood on the the wall, or drops from someone walking out of
Right.
a room that would have happened. It tells a story as you walk through, which is it's so
yeah.
cool.
It's just so like I
I
We could go on forever.
forever.
It's not a 13th
amazing.
Gate
Yeah.
podcast.
And their themes are really good too. They're,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's just haunt done really well.
So
Yes,
what's your
like-
favorite scene in the haunt?
So it's a scene that doesn't exist anymore. I can go. I guess I could say one that doesn't exist and one that does.
Okay.
Because I was just there. I did photos for him. The scene that doesn't exist anymore was a scene out of their Black Plague intro.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, I think. It's the scene where you kind of walk into this dark alleyway in between these old buildings, and it's a trash chute, but instead of trash, it's piled up human corpses, and the room is sound padded, so it's like when you walk in, it's like your ears kind of like ring a little bit, and the only noise you can hear is someone crying in the distance, and the only light is a strobe light that goes off every couple seconds. So
That's
when you're
wild.
walking through, you're like reaching around, trying to find your way through this like pile of bodies.
That's
and it has the
wild.
squeeze tunnels, but they're only up to your hip. So you're like crawling through this pile of bodies, and it's so eerie, and no other hunt has done that.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
it's gnarly.
And you said that doesn't exist anymore?
No, that's
What
gone.
a tragedy.
That's yeah. The existing place that I like right now is the Inside Asylum, the end of the haunt.
Yeah.
That is just. Words can't really describe how it is. You kind of just have to look it up and see pictures of it.
It's like just makes you feel different. Like it's
Yeah, perfect.
that's
perfect
pretty
description
powerful
of
if
it
you
would
can
be
make some-
Outlast. You ever hear the game
he
Outlast?
don't know.
Okay,
Not a
well,
video
so
gamer.
it's like if you can picture an insane asylum in your head with a long hallway, that's what it's that.
Okay.
It looks like something straight out of a game. Or a movie.
But it's just like it's like gut wrenching almost.
yes,
That's
you
rough.
can tell I'm passionate about
It's
this.
like it's
And
not.
they're not paying you to say this.
No.
It's not scary, but it's horrifying.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's
Yeah.
how it should be.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Right? It sounds like a lot of macabre.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's
is
I'm going to
really,
try
really
to put it
cool.
on my list to go. But that's the problem with owning a haunt is I really can't. I don't have the luxury to travel, and if I want to do it, then I'm burning myself at both ends.
Yeah.
But we do try to go to one out of state thing each year. But I think I'm gonna have to go to 13th Gate now. Just
have to.
hearing you talk about it too, Tyler.
Yep.
So do you have plans to go anywhere this season? What's that look like?
It's up in the air right now. My dad and I are talking about going back to 13th Gate and Rise, because they're an hour from each other. So if you go to Baton Rouge, you can hit both haunts in one night. It's easy.
Nice.
I wouldn't recommend it because there's so much to do at each haunt, but you can.
Yeah.
Maybe Ohio or California. That's the other two options.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that in between the two big cons in Florida, because there's Spookala and then Spooky Empire, but
Yeah.
they're on the opposite side of October.
Right,
So
right.
Right in between, we'll probably go on a trip.
Nice.
Sounds
Where's
good.
Rise at? Is that in Louisiana too?
It is. It's on the outskirts
Okay.
of I don't know the town, but it's an hour away from 13th Gate.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I would have done it.
Have you
It's
been to
really good.
Atrox?
Yes,
How was that?
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so last year my plan initially was to go up, do Netherworld, hit Aatrox, and then go down to Baton Rouge,
That's a really good trip.
do that loop. But
Mhm.
it fell through, so we just ended up going to Baton Rouge and back. Still, it was worth it. I
And like
think.
that kind of trip, like from Florida to Baton Rouge, is not a bad. It's a
Not at
10-hour
all,
drive, but
yeah.
it's easy driving the whole time. So.
Well, we had an RV, so we cheated.
Oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aatrox is awesome.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
It's very I don't know the word to put it. It's like kind of not sensory overload, but like there's a lot going on at that
Yeah.
point. Yeah. When you're walking through, you're just like your eyes are going everywhere, but like for a good reason because you don't really know what's coming around the next corner. It's
Nice.
they play through senses there. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So well, you mentioned you just did photos for 13th Gate.
Yes.
And for CFX Mass,
Yep.
right?
And for Rise.
That's
All
pretty
three haunts.
cool.
Yep.
Now, are they
Or
posting that through their channels, through their businesses, or are you being able to share any of that?
I can share a little bit. So CFX was the organizer for the whole thing.
Okay.
We love 'em.
Yeah.
Yes, shout out CFX.
Yep.
You guys are awesome.
That doesn't
Um,
count.
Yeah. That was an actual good one.
Yeah. But so basically we were talking. I've always talked to Josh Tabitha specifically about doing haunt photos,
Yeah.
and those two haunts being so high on my list, I've always wanted to do photos for them.
Nice.
So they're like, yeah, we can make it happen. And then out of nowhere, Tabitha reaches out to me. He's like, hey, do you want to come do photos a weekend or a couple days? And so we drove over. We did photos for CFX, but the haunts will use those photos as well
Nice.
for promo.
That's
So,
pretty cool. That's had to be a cool
It
experience.
was it was 3 birds, 1 stone. We just go to both haunts, one each day. We were there the entire day shooting. I think we did almost 40 masks per haunt.
Wow.
So
Well, that's crazy.
That's a lot of content.
yeah, on driving home, I had over 1,300 photos and about 500 to edit.
Wow.
But then after looking through, I think there was like a total of like 200-ish like final photos. So like there's a lot of content to just still come out. Maybe a couple years worth of content.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
So, how can we follow your content? What's the
Um,
best way to you on Instagram?
Easiest way, yeah, Instagram. Facebook is a good way too. It's not super active. I just cross post Facebook.
Gotcha. And
Threads-
what's your
Threads is
handle?
good.
Tyler
Oh,
Haunts.
Tyler Haunts.
Okay,
It's
cool.
right on my shirt. Yeah.
Right there. We'll put a link in the description below, as always.
Cool.
So make sure you're following Tyler
Mm.
for some of the best haunt photography out there. So it's been a minute since we have talked to you guys, giving us an update. And you'll have to excuse us. My child is distracting us at the very moment with some crazy expressions. But it has been a little minute since we gave an update. We've got a lot of stuff. We've been beating this dead horse for a while now about all the stuff that is coming for 2023. Tyler, you've seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
What are some of your thoughts? What are you most excited for this year?
The hayride.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, I
yeah.
think we
Like
all
straight
are.
off the bat, if you don't come this year, you're gonna miss out. That hayride is insane.
We-
I've been to so many haunts, and that alone is gonna have me going back to this place multiple times.
Yeah, we've had the bread and butter of our haunted trails, and that will always be our bread and butter for the past 10 seasons. Hello, got to plug that in. But we wanted to do something different. I've always wanted to do a hayride, and so we made the executive decision to do the hayride this year. And we've been pouring our blood, sweat,
blood.
and tears into that. If you're not following us on YouTube, you need to be, because we're posting exclusive content throughout the build season of doing this hayride, and not just the hayride, but everything else too. You can watch Calvin get whacked in the head
Yeah.
with a sawzall.
Pull it a Voldemort nearly.
That he left on the ladder.
Yeah. Or see us argue about pizza.
Or the Pizza Hut one. That was a good one. So there's a lot of good content on there. Make sure you're following us. Subscribe on YouTube. But yeah, we've been pouring everything into this hayride, and don't worry, all the other trails are getting rethemed, of course, as they always do. A lot of upgrades, a lot of cool new special effects and props and all that good stuff.
It still is Sir Henry's Haunted Trail,
I mean,
after all.
But this hayride is going to be special. We're in a really good place with a lot of things.
You guys fit that in really well too.
Yeah,
Just,
and
like,
that's
where it is, like where it's located. It's really cool.
That's the biggest thing I've got is like, where'd you put this hayride?
Yeah.
Is it like in the back, or is it on the outside? It's like dead in the middle of our property. So if you can imagine, we have our common area, but to the right we have Trail 3, which is a nautical trail. The mansion trail is kind of here, and then Trail 1 is here. So the hayride actually goes all the way to the back. It's cool because probably 90% of the hayride path is the original first trail path when we first opened up in 2014. So that is cool. We haven't used a lot of that path. We haven't used any of that path since 2019.
Yeah.
So, and it's the scenery, the trees, the woods and stuff in there alone is by itself is already, it's got some beautiful stuff in there.
Yeah, that section is where is the namesake. Really, that's the trail kind of.
Yeah, I think the way that
Oh, I just realized. Sorry to cut you off. I'm wearing my 13th gate
hey,
shirt.
look at that symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look
I
at
should have
that.
worn mine.
You just can't get it out of your head.
Yeah.
Ask me. I was just like, yep.
Gotta represent though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we've been very intentional in how we laid this out, and the design and the lines of sight. I think this has all come together quite brilliantly. But
Wait,
no,
What?
quite brilliantly.
Oh.
Or you thought I said quite literally?
I couldn't hear what you said.
Quite brilliantly.
why
But
we
there,
need
it's going to be different than the trails as far as the how you experience it, because you're literally going to be riding on a hayride wagon. That's
It is cool.
That by
I got to
itself.
like watch like during the video shoots, because I know we're gonna get into that. I got to watch like that, like the hayride kind of like it was cool.
And
It's interesting to see like from that perspective too.
yeah,
So-
it's different than just walking the path, which is what we do every day.
Yeah.
And that was the first time that we had got to see people in the wagon going through. So it was kind of like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
Tyler-
Frankenstein.
Tyler could see my reaction. I was so
You-
excited.
Calvin
you
walks
were
up to
crying?
me. I gotta tell
Crying?
everyone. Calvin walks up and he's like, dude, this is so. he's like a kid in a candy store. He's like, yes, let's go. Look at
Yeah.
that. I was like,
It's the
mhm.
coolest
Yeah.
thing I've ever
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, and it's not even done. That was
Yeah.
that's the cool part.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're stoked out of our mind for this.
It's
but-
really cool.
And then the way we're setting it up with the sound and the actors and the scares and the animatronics and the animation that's going to be on
Let's
this
not
ride.
forget the scale of those sets too. Like
The-
they're massive.
It's so like our showpiece large set for the past couple years has been our haunted mansion. It's over, I don't know, 39 40 foot tall, whatever it is. But we went equally as big in different ways with the hayride. And particularly, if you follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, Twitter, X, whatever the hell it is now. We posted a picture of one of our hayride sets. Hayride cat. The hayride set, our giant drive-through jack-o'-lantern.
Oh yeah.
This thing is cool as heck. It's 20 foot tall to the top of the stem. The wagon will drive through the mouth of the jack-o'-lantern. This is something I wanted to do. And it's kind of a little nod back to the carving year,
Yeah.
where we created a smaller scale walk-through jack-o'-lantern, but it didn't look this good.
It's badass.
yeah, this-
It is
Tyler has
really
seen it.
cool.
Yeah, we planted that in what 2013, and it's just now.
Well, we planted it 1900 years ago.
yeah. True,
And
fair
now it's finally the original Pyrum before he became the Yeah, so that's just a little tease. We'll put a picture up on the
enough. My
screen.
baby.
Calvin did assemble and wire the over 75 plus pumpkins in there. So silent round of applause for all of that hard work, recognition. This is the only time you'll ever be recognized.
That part.
But
really
it's
cool, too.
sick. It's sick.
Yes.
A lot of you guys commented last year about our little 18 pumpkin. Not even. I think it was 12 pumpkins in the woods before the new village area
It
and
looked
Trail
cool,
One.
but,
It looked
like,
cool.
it's
Don't get me wrong. It
nothing
looked
like
cool.
this one.
But this is
Yeah.
over the top, literally, because it's over your head.
It was about 4 days of work.
No, it's probably about 6.
Yeah.
About six.
But like in haunt hours, that's a lot.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah,
That's a
haunt
lot of
hours,
time.
That's
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
And meticulously wiring up over 75 plus pumpkins.
I don't think people realize like you can get a lot done to a hunt in one day.
Oh,
So
yeah.
to spend 4 hours on that or 4 days.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So
Which
we're
it shows.
we're
Thank
excited for that. We're very excited for all this, and even the trail stuff, the werewolves. I mean, we'll get into that in a second. But
Werewolves.
Tyler, you did mention you got to be a part of the video shoot. You shot a lot of promo pictures
Yes.
for us. What was your favorite character you got to shoot? This couple weekends.
I don't
ago?
know if you released it yet. Was
But
it?
you can maybe we can go by like the actor's name. And we'll
What
know who
trail
you're
was it
talking
on?
about.
It
Yeah.
was it was Keegan's character. If you know
Well,
what
he
I'm
played
talking
like
about.
6 people.
Yeah.
so-
Oh well. So
With the
what day?
it was Saturdays.
So-
He actually did like the makeup and everything for it.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, we
yeah,
can
yeah,
talk
yeah.
about that. So the witch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
uh,
I didn't know if you released it or not.
We
so-
haven't released it. It's still unreleased, but there's
Okay,
like
well, when this comes out,
Yeah.
we'll post that photo.
so
Yeah,
yeah.
Because
so-
I got some crazy photos of that.
yeah, you
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
So this would have been Saturday. So our theme this year is the witching season. We announced that already, right? The witching season, or is it the season? No, it's the witching season.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
the
your
witch
haunt.
season.
You should know this.
I don't-
Well, it's because we
I
went
don't know
back
who my
and forth for
name
so
is.
long.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, so the season, the witching season. So we do have a lot of witches. 2 variations of Beatrice. One is on the hayride. One is going to be in our common area. and then the other which is just a separate story on a Trail 3. So that's cool. But yeah, those pictures Tyler shot of that,
the costume,
the
like
ancient,
the costuming and the makeup on these characters,
Yeah.
though, insane. All the it's you gotta wait for these photos.
Yeah.
We found that since we started so early and we're like so much ahead now, we've had so much time
Yeah.
to work on such the nitty gritty things like the costumes, or given the fact I can spend 4 days in a scene,
Exactly.
like stuff like that, and so it's really just upping the quality across
Mhm.
the entire board. I feel
Yeah,
at least.
the fact that you guys are doing like the prosthetics and stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Awesome.
yeah.
So
it
cool.
adds another layer and element of texture
It's dedication.
to stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Yeah, that was one of the cooler characters we got to shoot. I love seeing the hayride wagon full of people going through. I thought that was
Oh, dude, no,
It was
was
awesome
awesome.
seeing that.
beautiful.
yeah.
I can't wait to experience it.
Oh yeah, it's
And
like
you should be too.
Yeah, and just for some perspective to you guys out there, when you go through this hayride, it has literally been just me and Calvin who have built and erected and painted everything. We had a lot of help from Chris too, one of our
Cruise.
our AD managers out here. Chris has helped out a lot. Shout out to you, Chris.
There's another one. I think that's 3 already.
That-
We've been recording for
Whatever.
15
Whatever.
minutes.
I'll hold my hand over the flame. But it's literally you can count the crew on one hand. This has been mine and Calvin's passion project, so we can't wait for you guys to see it. Tyler, do you have a favorite Sir Henry's event, whether it be our main October event, Christmas, or even Valentine's Day?
Man.
Or the unreleased 4th option.
I really like Valentine's Day. I
Yeah.
think it's in a perfect sweet spot
think
where
we
there's
all
like
do.
nothing going on.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
Yeah. Cause like, the haunt season's over, and then Christmas comes along. All right, I've done Christmas haunts. But not a lot of people do Valentine's, which is it's in a very random time of the year. It's still early in the year. But it's fun because it's not something you would normally see as like
Yeah.
a haunt, or like what a haunt would do.
I like it because I think it gives couples, friends, whoever, the opportunity to go do something during the Valentine's Day holiday that's not just like dinner and a movie or
Right.
some boring traditional thing. Oh, let's go get scared. It's cool little opportunity there.
Yeah, and the themes you can do with it are really
Oh,
cool
yeah.
too.
Yeah, the
As
music.
like a haunt enthusiast, I love Valentine's themed and just like that like whole
Motif.
Yeah,
And like to us,
it's awesome.
like without sacrificing the quality of the event, it is kind of like much lower stakes for us, so we can kind of just go out there and have fun for 2
it is a
3
lot more.
nights.
It's not saying like the other events are fun, but like it's like you can go there with friends and just it's a good time to get get out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's very like random time of the year, which is awesome.
Yeah. It's also
There's nothing else like crazy going on.
Usually
so.
not as hot, which is also nice.
That is a big plus.
Yes.
So,
Yep.
do you have a favorite Sir Henry's character? And no, you don't have to say Sir Henry.
Of all time.
Full time.
Well, I was gonna say something, but I was jumping ahead of myself. We'll wait for that.
Dang. I really like the Headless Horseman. That was cool. Like,
That's a
good
sleeper
answer.
pick. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that.
yeah, I think that was. I mean, like just the way you guys did it was cool.
Yeah.
It was very like true to like how the storytell is.
Mhm.
And the costume was really really awesome. But the horse riding that around,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
up.
Like it's a set piece in itself.
It really
boy
is.
George.
And I'd always said if I do that theme, I will have a live horse. Who knows? Maybe the Headless Horseman will make an appearance this year.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Who knows?
It'd be crazy to think that the horse is a legend of Halloween. Or
If
something
only
like
there
that.
was somebody on this podcast that knows the answer.
Too bad there's not.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite Sir Henry's character besides Sir Henry?
Do I have a
Or
favorite?
besides Pyram.
Yeah,
You can't say that.
Besides the obvious one.
Don't say the other one.
Can I go real niche?
Yes, I prefer niche.
One of Poppy's minions from whatever year that was, 2019?
2020 was
2020, yeah. And it was the one that had, like, the black Chelsea Grant Andrew played.
Oh, yeah.
The way that character was portrayed, the way it looked, I think it was
Andrew
just...
did an incredible job.
Yeah,
with that
I think it was
character,
just
too.
perfect. I don't know if you know what I'm talking. We'll have to find a picture.
It's very niche.
Very, very niche character.
Very
Can I
niche.
give an honorable mention to
Yeah, go ahead.
the captain? To
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The-
Captain's
that's-
been one of my favorites.
That's
Well,
for sure.
'cause-
For sure.
Yeah.
One of my
Well,
favorite
I'll
costumes.
hold off what I was gonna say till later.
Yeah.
But yes,
Yeah.
the captain is awesome. Good. Yeah.
Do you have one? What's yours?
Character?
Besides Sir Henry Reparo.
You would think we would think about these questions
Or
since
Beatrice.
we make them up. No, it's not Beatrice. It's now. Can I answer?
It's probably the puppet guy up front. I forgot his name.
Fred.
Fred, my boy Fred.
Fred's an
Yeah, it's
OG
probably Fred.
man. He's
Yeah.
good.
Is that a puppet?
I
pumpkin
have
guy.
to say, the OG first year Blimpo.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a special place in my heart because it was the wildness of Josh.
I got
Before.
to experience some of that.
Yeah, we
firsthand
got
at
it.
the
We got a
shoot.
taste.
Oh my
Oh
god.
yeah. You got to see quite a bit of that with him and his.
Yeah, I had
rare
some
form.
of that left over on my camera on the way home.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
There's a splash zone involved.
Yeah.
That sounds so bad.
It was just blood. It's just blood.
Yeah.
Just blood. Let me be clear. But no, yeah, I would have to say that off the top of my head. But there's probably some. I would like to think of a niche character, but I'll save the audience
That-
for the
that's-
next episode.
That's about as niche.
I
as
think
it
the
gets.
werewolf might take my new favorite spot.
I'm
though.
excited to see that come to life.
Yes.
There is a picture on our social media that you can go see a sneak peek of this
Just posted.
werewolf.
Recently.
Recently, yes.
Yeah.
Way to date the show. Way to date the show.
Just posted recently, Calvin.
Oh,
what are you
true.
trying
No,
to
Now
no,
I'm
see, you
dating
did
the
it now.
show.
You did it. I'm
Golly.
pointing fingers.
Go check it out. It's going to be a sick
Not as good
costume.
as my photo.
It's
That's
not.
crazy.
It's not.
I'm calling all the shots right now.
You call him. Please call him. It's like they said in Jurassic Park, which is my all-time favorite movie. Spared no expense.
Huh? I don't remember that part.
Shut up. Of course, you never saw the movie, idiot.
What?
We love each other. Yeah, right?
I've never seen
Right?
Jurassic Park.
I don't know how he's still here.
And the only reason I haven't is because of this. I don't
I'm
get
about
this
to walk
reaction
out.
every time I talk about it.
You really shouldn't be doing what you do without watching that movie.
You've seen Star Wars, right?
No,
Nope.
he's not. Look at this. Please, somebody call 911 on this man or something.
See, but if,
Don't
I,
really call
if
me
I
out.
watch the movies, then I don't get this reaction. I don't get to laugh at least once a week.
If you should watch the movies, you don't have to take my blood pressure medicine. Okay?
It's not.
Come on.
Sounds like a PP
I'm
to
very
me.
passionate about movies.
Jurassic
That's
Park
what I-
themed taunt win.
Don't get him going.
Do not. I will spend all my money.
Yeah.
All my money.
Let's do zombie dinosaurs.
All my money. Take all
Yes.
my money.
Trans
What it
world.
was a Tiger King. I'm never going to financially recover from these.
Financially recover.
Okay, cool. So all of our trails have actually been announced.
You skipped a question.
I-
What was your favorite trail you've ever done?
Well, you ask. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
You ask some questions.
Do you have a favorite trail?
It was Captain's Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
by far.
That's
By
been,
far?
Yeah, I love nautical themed stuff.
There wasn't a close second at all?
The carving was cool. It
Dope.
was pumpkins are
OG
awesome.
carving. Yeah.
But I love nautical themed haunts.
Yeah.
Like
Um,
I love those. So
that's actually top 3 for me. All time
Absolutely.
trails.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It was so cool and so
I think
fun.
I think it's probably my favorite.
in the scale of it, like everything you did with the boats and it was
So I would say Captain's Fury has been my number one passion project to do
I mean you could tell with like
until
everything
the hayride.
everything that was in that trail.
I was kind of
I
gonna
love it.
say the
It's
same thing. Is like
insane.
that was like the first trail besides the carving that I was like super just over the top stoked for, and felt like very fulfilled when I got to see the full show.
Yeah.
Up until last year.
Well, I had a
with
cool
the
first
Trail
impression.
One.
My first impression, or like the first time I got to see Captain's Fury was actually when I did promo photos for that. I came out and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like a random day, and instead of walking into like the main area of the haunt, we walked to the staff parking, and then I walked through just a little boo hole right in the middle of the dock.
Oh,
And that was my
snap.
first. That was the first thing I
Oh
saw.
yeah. What a
So
curtain drop.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then you were telling me, all right, we're gonna have lasers, and you know these are all real. I was like, what?
Yeah.
So
It's
it was nuts.
That trail might have the most fun facts involved with it of any trail.
I have fun facts from that trail. Just
I'm
like
saying, like, all these boats these are
Speaking
real
of fun
boats,
facts.
and stuff like that, like facts like that.
yeah.
hold that thought. So
Oh yeah, guess so.
what? Blah 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 blah. So all three trails have been announced. The hayride's been announced. We haven't posted the detail story on that, but we're going to. But Legends of Halloween, you fill in the blanks. So as ancient icon characters come to life by the evil witch Beatrice. What's better than that?
Yeah.
So
Write that down.
Trail 1, where we did Headless last year, will be our werewolf trail. That is Moonlight. Werewolf.
This guy does a trail, can't
I've
pronounce
been
it.
taking care of my kids too much, okay? Sorry. Talking like a baby. Our werewolf trail, that will be called Moonlight Massacre. What?
You said it like you were unsure. Like
I
you
am.
read the
I'm
paper-
unsure of
You
everything
read the
right now.
paper. You're like Moonlight Massacre.
It's not even on here.
This is trail 1, 2, 3.
That will be called Moonlight Massacre. Going to be a lot of fun, a lot of scary stuff, intense werewolves. We wanted to do werewolf for a long time, and now we're doing it. Trail 2 just announced recently. Tales of the Dead. That is something that we've kind of been hearing a muttering for, a Sir Henry centered trail with some icon characters. Different from the hayride, mind you. So you've just got so many characters. So that'll be a cool story. It's essentially Sir Henry's story, but in more of a not present day setting, but how his story relates to you. I don't know.
I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for the content. within that
Classic haunted house vibes, content.
That's a good way to put it, honestly.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lot of-
it's really cool.
A lot of cool stuff. And then the Trail 3, which has been our nautical trail the past couple of years and still more or less is, will be our Wicked Waters, but instead of northeast New England, we're doing a swamp and the
Wicked
bayou
Water.
and the
Like
bog.
That was like loosely inspired by my ideas.
And
I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah,
it
no, for
could
real.
be.
I've,
Yeah.
I've told you to do
the-
Louisiana bounty hunters. so many times.
the swampy stuff has just become a part of my subconscious. But that'll be like our swamp witches, but it's more just like crackhead killer witches. It's cool.
It's
what?
just crack.
That's what it is.
The trail is crack.
Yeah,
That's fair. Yeah.
meth. I'm probably more meth.
Yeah, remember at one point you called for a character and you're
Let's
like,
put a picture up to see what I'm talking. That's a meth witch.
yeah, yeah. You're like, could you bring
Put
this
a
character?
PNG,
And you're like,
put a PNG of like meth and then a PNG.
no, that's Toothless Terry. Wrong picture.
Oh man.
Yeah. So but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be scary.
Yeah,
scary.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, scary, very scary. So that's all our 3 trails. You know the hayride. We still have to announce the themes of the escape room.
Which
that'll
I
be-
think you guys will like.
Oh, it's gonna be very cool. We're taking basically some just fan euphoria, and it.
Oh no.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm.
and, and we're making escape rooms around it. I'm really excited for that. And I'm not a big escape room person, which neither is Tyler apparently.
I'm excited to hop in those. Hop
Yeah.
into them. Start
Hop-
working.
Yeah, I
hop
haven't
in.
done a single
You
skate.
better get to work.
Get behind them walls.
So our fun fact of the day, Tyler, you actually are bringing that fun fact to us, and what is that?
I've worked here or volunteered here as an actor before.
There
Have
you go.
scare
For I think
acting.
multiple years, but specifically the Valentine's Day haunt after Captain's Fury.
So which was we
What,
remembered the name?
Cry of Death.
Yes,
Yes.
Cry of
Yeah.
Death. Yeah, I couldn't
Which was
remember.
our Sirens Trail in February of 22.
And there was someone else.
Yeah,
another
you
good
got-
friend of ours.
Adrian.
Yes.
My
another,
boy.
Another shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out, go follow his stuff too.
Yep.
So y'all were in the same scene together, and that I remember going in
with,
there. It was
with
very
the captain, which
Yeah.
is why I like the captain.
Wait,
very
so
dynamic.
it was on the boardwalk, right?
yeah.
Mm.
Was Shane there?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Ooh, also a second fun fact. I made my costume for that too. I did all like
I
the entire
remember that.
thing, which was
Yeah,
really fun.
I remember that.
Yeah, which is a. I mean, I've made some like wicked costumes before, so it was a cool like, hey, I can make my costume for a haunt that I go to all the time, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
that,
So,
and we loved having you out here because that's part of like the community that is the
maybe I'll
haunt
come back
community.
this year if I get
Yeah.
some free time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we've had actually a bunch of like media people turn
Yeah,
actor.
yeah,
It's a lot of fun.
It's a cool thing. Oh, and if you are out there in the YouTube universe as one of our YouTube people who comes to our media night events, and have ever been curious about, scare acting or doing like a little bit, reach out to myself or Calvin, and we can get you plugged in.
Do it.
I'll hook you
Do
up.
it.
Tampa
It's-
J, Chris the Girl would love to see you all in a scene.
That'd be cool.
It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
It's so much
It's
fun. And we give you guys, direction, but we also give you creative liberties and freedoms within the scene too. I know.
Dang, now you kind
experience
of want
that
me
too.
to. I really want to see Tampa J in a scene now.
Bro.
I think he would kill it.
Can I
Bro.
be there to record that?
Yeah,
Take photos of
absolutely.
If
that?
this
That would be
video
so cool.
gets 10 views, Tampa J's got to be.
Yeah.
Gotta set the bar low. That way it happens.
Yeah.
But no,
That would
seriously.
be really cool.
So that's awesome. Yeah, we loved having you out here for that.
Thanks.
That was
Yeah,
a lot
it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Um,
I was here for multiple nights too. It wasn't
Yeah.
just one night.
Yeah, we got to
Yeah.
get Adrian back out here.
Yes.
Yeah, having him was a lot of fun too. He's wild.
Yeah.
And it was cool seeing you guys out of your,
Our media persona.
Yeah, exactly.
guess.
I mean,
yeah,
it's just like a bubble.
We have such like roles that we see each other
Yeah.
in,
Yeah.
and so it's
Most
cool
of the
to
time,
see,
I
like-
don't even see your face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
It's
and then
cool to
most
see
of the time,
table.
I'm like this to you
Yeah.
with my camera. So, seeing.
Yeah, you're just barking.
Yeah,
poses at me.
it's like hanging out backstage and acting, or just seeing you at Transworld hanging out. That's always fun.
You're right.
That's always fun. So yeah, we are going to be more consistent for you, the viewer, about these staying on top of these podcasts because we got so much content to dive into. We've got some cool guests lined up for you. We'll be doing like our merch shows, talking more about the escape rooms. A lot of stuff we did last year, exploring everything we'll have to offer for 2023. If you have topics, questions, anything like that, send them to Calvin here at his email, and that is calvin@sirhenryshaunted.com.
Yeah, or if you have any like podcast guests that you'd like
Yeah,
to see.
you have suggestions. It might be difficult for us to get Brad Pitt, but you can still send in that suggestion. But yeah,
Love Brad Pitt.
send those
I'm
suggestions
gonna
our
email that tonight.
our way.
Brad Pitt.
Let's see what we can do. Make sure you're following Tyler, Tyler Haunts on Instagram. He's also on Facebook. We'll put his information in the link below. Keep up with our YouTube channel for the exclusive content. We're going to be doing some more of our content, like we've been rolling out the episodic diary series of 2023, as well as some other cool stuff, behind the scenes documentary style stuff. So yeah, a lot of cool content coming your way. It's 60 days until we open our gates.
Is that real?
Interestingly enough,
Insane.
60 days. We can't wait.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This year is flown.
That just stress you
It's-
out?
Yeah.
Technically, haunt season
Well,
for like a lot of haunts start like in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
That's insane.
It doesn't stress me out, but it just makes me like realize like, where has the year gone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me like I have so much planning to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
was looking at some
I better start
tickets
stretching.
for
Yeah.
HHN, and we're like, oh, September 1st. What?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I feel like I had something else, but I can't remember it. But so we'll
I
wrap
have a
up.
cool fun fact.
Okay, go for it.
Another one.
Majority of the photos I take that are like off location, non-con photos. This is like a plug to my page. If you've seen my content, a lot of those photos are actually done here.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
so-
that is.
So, which is really cool because that kind of shows off like the quality of the sets here.
Right.
A lot of I trust this haunt enough to do like a lot of
Yeah.
my like Last of Us photos and like Halloween and horror based photos here because the sets are that good,
Yeah, and
which is really cool.
but also, I mean, we're just.
But high fiving each other back and forth.
he lets me, which is I mean, but then I
But
I
I was
come out
also
to
gonna.
the photos.
I was also gonna say, Tyler. I give Tyler free range out here to take photos and stuff, and he'll come take photos and post them. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's really cool. And I'll have to look at it for like 5 minutes
To figure out
realize
where
What
it's
was
at.
that?
oh, that's in my plate.
Yeah.
What? I didn't know I had that. So that's how well Tyler is at what he does. So
Yeah.
make sure you're following him. Hit him up. He's even taking photos of my family and kids. So he does it all.
Oh, that's true.
And he's great. So
Thank
can't
you.
say enough good things about Tyler.
Thank you.
Looking forward to getting scared on the hayride and all the things this year.
I get scared pretty easily.
So we got some surprises. So, but yeah, stay tuned, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe. You can follow this podcast either on our YouTube, on any other podcast source that there is, Apple, Google, Spotify, whatever it is. It's all out there. So until next time, tickets are, last thing. Tickets
yeah,
are
there you
on
go.
sale. Tickets are on sale right now. Make sure you go to our website, buy the tickets, or henryshauntedtrail.com. Nights will sell out. We had a majority of our nights get sold out last year, so don't wait. We're going to be running some promotions as well early on in this season, like right now. And make sure you subscribe to our email list so you can get those exclusive offers. That is not just a stupid spam thing. That's a legit thing. I don't send a lot. So it's a great way to save. So SirHenry'sHauntedTrail.com. Buy your tickets for this year's event. Don't miss out. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Bye.
See ya.